It's just a lot of it's
they played left. Yeah.
A lot of it's just
which is so stupid.
The history of it. Like a lot of it's so you don't see a lot of Irish actually born and bred in Ireland players going and playing for England, even if you don't see
basically what it is, it's like English people who grew up there and played there. They go to these other countries because they know that this is an international team that they can play for, and then when they get older and if they get recognition like Grealish or Rice, and then England call them up, then they can go play for England. But those guys consider themselves English more than Irish. They just go play for Ireland or Scotland or Wales. But really, it only happens with Ireland because
in Ireland it comes down to Northern Ireland too. Like James McLean. James McLean. Who does he play for now? I don't know who he plays for. But he played.
I'm pretty sure
he played for Northern Ireland for a little bit, and then he swapped and came and played for the Republic.
He's
see that dude who was just sick, nasty with handles.
I wouldn't say sick, nasty.
Yeah.
No, he's dirty.
He's a bruiser. James McLean.
Yeah,
and there's a chance. There's an Irish
mid that was filthy. Had 5-star skill moves, dude. He was out there.
He might have had 5-star skill moves, honestly, but
he was a
he's
McLean,
straight. He was playing for Northern Ireland, and he some of the guys on the team and him were getting in actual fights because of
he's a big proponent of the IRA. He likes
the way everyone wears the poppy for all their he doesn't wear it.
He refuses to wear it.
Neither did Matic, I don't think. Or no, he didn't wear the other one that.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But there's an Irish national team supporter song. It's called James McLean. He hates the fucking Queen.
Yeah.
What is the poppy?
Poppy is
Remembrance Day.
Yes,
it's their Veterans Day.
Remembrance for was it
for their fallen soldiers? And stuff.
And so some of their fallen soldiers
who were in Ireland
murdered Irish people that he doesn't
there is Roy Keane. They gave him a jersey with it on, and he cut it off. He got his scissors and cut around it.
Yeah. And James McLean, there's a video came out of him. He was singing Up the RA, and this dude's I love him.
Yeah, he's great.
But yeah, it's but you see that more with Ireland, because the way that the provinces are divided up, and the Ulster province, most of it is in Northern Ireland, but there is some Seamus Coleman. Seamus Coleman is from the Ulster province, but he's not from Northern Ireland, and he plays for the Republic. Yeah. And you can hear his accent.
You were telling me that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can hear the accent, and it's a Northern Irish accent, but he plays for Republic, and that happens a lot more.
What's weird though is that the rugby team is both Ireland and Northern Ireland, and they don't play. They have an actual. We have an anthem. It's called Ireland's Call because Ireland's national anthem is basically a national anthem, basically saying "fuck the Brits." That's what it is. It's called the Soldier's Song, and so that was a big issue. And but if they're what was it they. But yeah, it's called Ireland's Call, and it basically just talks about the four provinces coming together and playing. And it's the only sport that plays as one as Ireland. They don't call it the Republic of Ireland; it's called Ireland. But you see a lot more of Northern Irish players playing for the Republic and stuff like that, just because there is that little sliver of the Ulster province that is in the Republic. But you basically hang out with just straight Northern Irish people and whatnot.
Okay.
But you don't really see a lot of actual born and bred Irish people I'm going to play for England. That doesn't happen. You see a lot more English people who have Irish ancestry go playing for Ireland. Because I think I forgot who it was. I was reading an article about it, but basically it said whoever you cheered for back in 88 or whatever it was, that's basically who you played for, because it showed that you had feelings for that team. It wasn't just I can play for them, because at one point it was I had feelings for that team, because there were times up in more recently people think where there are parts of England that were just as Irish as parts of Ireland, just because so many immigrants were in that area that
Liverpool
it was
probably being one.
There were probably a lot of them. London, because it means London, but stuff like that, you just see a lot of that. But it was a huge it was.
But basically, the way I was telling you, it's most of the clubs when it started it was Catholic versus Protestant.
Celtic Rangers type shit.
Yeah, basically it was the Catholics were the Irish, the working class, and the Protestants were the ones with the money, and that's the teams they support. So Everton, United, Birmingham, I can't remember the London ones, but they were all the Irish Catholics over there. And then City, Liverpool, Aston Villa, they were all the Protestants.
Everton, so that on Everton's crest, do that tower thing. That's St. Edward's. It's kind of like a cathedral type thing there. There's a lot of Catholic stuff that goes on in the Everton
worse
shit. And then Liverpool's like the opposite. And Everton and Liverpool used to be the same club, and then they split at one point. And Everton used to play at Anfield. But yeah, it's like there's divides everywhere when it comes to like English and Irish stuff because they've been so intertwined that shit just happens. But like Declan Rice got like death threats when that happened. Yeah. Because like it's one of the few times he's one of 2 players to play at senior level for both sides. And was it a good time?
Yep. But
that's interesting.
It's crazy shit.
Yeah. So what's it with Northern Ireland though? Like what's
I mean, basically
how long you got?
Basically like if you go to Belfast, there's literally still a wall that like separates the middle of it. It's wild.
Yeah.
And
there's a land bridge there too.
Yeah, and I mean, England now they don't want Scotland. They don't want Wales because like Scotland, you get free college there, and England pays for it. So all the people in England like why are we paying for them in like another country?
Well, no, the same thing
because they're under the same government.
Yeah. And also the same thing with Scotland, the way like Scotland asks for like independence all the time, but they also like England owns all the rights to the oil that's in Scotland, and so like they both trade off shit, but both sides only see one side of it.
Yeah,
the English want to see Scotland gets free college, and the Scottish want to see that England has all of our oil, and so it's like one of those things where it's like, but Scotland, the only way Scotland ever. This is getting into like international political economy. The only way Scotland could ever make it on their own is if they left like the UK and immediately joined the EU.
Yeah, and
then at that point they'd be like the equivalent of Romania, where it's like their economy isn't as grand as like a Germany, a France, and a Switzerland, anything like that. It's just
and the same with like Northern Ireland. Like everyone in England, like they're like like all these Irish guys ask all the English people like, what would you think of a United Ireland? They're like, fucking have it. We don't want it anymore.
It's not an issue anymore.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, it used to be an issue, but like now, it's just not an issue. It's just there.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the thing with like the EU thing is when they're leaving Brexit, like the whole Brexit thing is creating a clusterfuck. And there's talks that not like actual like talks, but like there's theories that it could reignite like separatist shit in Northern Ireland because it's going to create such a clusterfuck of like because they're right there. So like Ireland's in the EU. And Northern Ireland would not be.
Yeah.
And they trade like there are people who live in Northern Ireland and work in Ireland.
Yeah.
And people who live in Ireland
so
and work in Ireland.
Either Ireland takes Northern Ireland in or Northern Ireland's fucked.
Something like that might happen, but I don't know. That's up to the big wigs and
it's up to Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
But,
all right, I gotta go.
Yeah.
That's real, boys.
Dope.